Welcome back to the channel, numismatic coin lovers and history explorers, Glowing Star. In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1946 United States wheat penny, also known as the Liberty penny, a small coin with a truly powerful legacy. Minted just after World War II, this penny carries the spirit of a nation rebuilding itself, filled with hope, freedom, and determination. From its stunning copper shine to its timeless design featuring Abraham Lincoln, every detail of this coin tells a story of strength, unity, and American pride. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the hidden history, rare varieties, and incredible value behind this post-war classic, the 1946 wheat penny. Let's get the sad art at top 3 first up. The year 1946 marked a time of rebirth and recovery for the United States. World War II had just ended the year before, and America was transitioning from wartime production to a new era of peace and prosperity. Among the many symbols of this transformation was the humble Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that had already become a cornerstone of American currency. The 1946 wheat penny, often called the Liberty penny, stands as a small yet powerful reminder of that crucial moment in history when the nation sought to rebuild itself and honor the values of freedom and perseverance that defined its people. The Lincoln wheat penny series was first introduced in 1909, on the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin was the first U.S. cent to feature the portrait of a real person. The design was instantly iconic, showcasing Lincoln's noble profile on the obverse side and a simple agricultural tribute on the reverse with 2 wheat ears framing the denomination 1 cent. By 1946, this design had become deeply ingrained in American life, circulating through every pocket and representing hard work, unity, and hope. The 1946 wheat penny was minted at 3 locations across the country: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Together, these mints produced millions of coins, ensuring that the penny reached every corner of the nation. The Philadelphia mint struck the largest number, as was typical for that period, while the San Francisco mint produced fewer, making the 1946 S a bit more collectible today. Despite their abundance, these coins carry immense historical and sentimental value due to their connection to America's post-war era. One of the defining aspects of the 1946 wheat penny is its composition. Like most cents of the era, it was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a reddish-brown tone that collectors admire. During the war years, 1943 specifically, pennies had been made of zinc-coated steel to conserve copper for military use. By 1946, the U.S. Mint had fully returned to using copper, symbolizing a return to normalcy and abundance after years of rationing and sacrifice. The obverse design of the 1946 penny displays the right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the top rim, Liberty on the left, and the date 1946 on the right. This layout represents a balance between faith, freedom, and time, 3 themes that resonated deeply with Americans of that generation. Brenner's artistry captures Lincoln's dignity, wisdom, and compassion, which perfectly reflected the spirit of unity the country needed in the aftermath of war. The reverse side of the coin retains the wheat ears motif, which symbolizes agricultural prosperity and national growth. The 2 stalks of wheat curve gracefully around the edges, enclosing the denomination 1 cent and the legend United States of America. Above these words appears the motto EPLURIBUSUNUM, meaning out of many, one. This message was particularly meaningful in 1946, as the nation embraced diversity and cooperation in rebuilding both at home and abroad. In terms of mintages, the 1946 penny saw large-scale production. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 991 million coins, the Denver Mint produced around 315 million, and the San Francisco Mint contributed roughly 198 million. This high output ensured that the 1946 penny was common in circulation, but mint state examples, those that have never been used, are much rarer and hold significant value among collectors today. Many collectors seek out special errors or variations in 1946 wheat pennies. Some of the most notable include double die obverse or reverse errors, off-center strikes, and mint marks, especially on the 1946 D. These rare varieties can greatly increase a coin's value, sometimes turning an ordinary penny into a prized treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition and rarity. The condition of the 1946 wheat penny plays a crucial role in its. Circulated examples are generally worth only a few cents, but coins that have been well preserved in uncirculated mint state condition can command higher prices, especially those with full red luster. The bright copper tone, free from corrosion and marks, gives these coins an almost glowing appearance, making them highly sought after by numismatists. From a historical standpoint, the 1946 wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of post-war optimism. Each penny circulated through the hands of soldiers returning from battlefields, factory workers building America's future, and families experiencing the joy of peace after years of hardship. It represented the everyday resilience of ordinary Americans who were eager to rebuild their lives. Economically, 1946 was a transformative year. The U.S. government began investing in education, infrastructure, and housing through programs like the GI Bill. Coins like the 1946 penny became part of that new economic wave, exchanged in the daily commerce of a rebounding nation. Every cent contributed to shaping the post-war American dream, an era of opportunity, freedom, and prosperity. Collectors often refer to the 1946 wheat penny as a transition coin, bridging the wartime steel sense of 1943 and the modern Lincoln sense that would later lose the wheat reverse in 1959. It stands as a historical midpoint, linking the struggle and sacrifice of the war years with the promise of peace and innovation that defined the late 1940s and 1950s. Today, the 1946 wheat penny remains a favorite among both beginner and expert coin collectors. Its beauty, historical depth, and accessibility make it an excellent entry point into the world of numismatics. Whether found in an old family jar, inherited from a grandparent, or discovered in a coin show, it continues to fascinate those who appreciate history through metal. The symbolism of liberty on the 1946 penny is especially meaningful. After the horrors of war, liberty represented not just political freedom, but also the freedom to live, rebuild, and dream again. Each coin carried that message into the hands of millions of Americans, making the 1946 penny a small but powerful emblem of endurance and hope. Over time, the value of the 1946 wheat penny has grown, not because of rarity, but because of nostalgia and cultural importance. In pristine condition, it can fetch anywhere from a few dollars to several $100s for exceptional specimens. But for most collectors, its true worth lies in its story, a story of a nation healing, growing, and embracing the values that Lincoln himself stood for. In conclusion, the 1946 United States wheat penny is far more than just a 1-cent coin. It is a copper time capsule, a silent witness to America's rebirth after the darkest years of war. From its bold portrait of Abraham Lincoln to its enduring message of liberty, it reflects the timeless ideals of courage, unity, and faith that continue to shape the American spirit. Holding a 1946 wheat penny is like holding a piece of living history, a small reminder of how a nation, once tested by war, rose again to shine brighter than ever before. Next up today, we're diving deep into one of the more intriguing U.S. pennies, the 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny. You've probably heard rumors that certain old pennies can make you rich overnight. Is that true for a 1953 D? Well, we'll uncover all that, plus real auction results, grading tips, and what to watch out for. Let's get started. First, a little background. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series, also called Wheat Cents, ran from 1909 to 1958. On the obverse front is Abraham Lincoln's portrait. On the reverse are two stylized wheat ears flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America. The 1953 D is the Denver Mint version of that year's penny. The D stands for Denver. It's an unremarkable issue in common condition, but under the right circumstances, it can jump in value. Let's talk mintage. In 1953, the Denver Mint struck 700,515,000 of those pennies. That's a big number. Because so many exist, most 1953 D pennies you find will be in circulated condition and not especially rare. But rarity isn't just about how many were made, it's about how many survived in high quality today. So what is the normal value of a 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny? In circulated grades, good, fine, very fine, etc., it might be worth just a few cents to a few dollars. In fact, common uncirculated examples might command $2 to $5. On one coin value guide, a 1953 D in very high uncirculated is listed at around $33 in recent pricing. Meanwhile, more typical uncirculated grades are far lower in value. But here, where things get interesting, when you climb into the top end of grading, the premiums explode. Coins in condition are rare and buyers will pay handsomely for them. The catalog notes that the 1953 D is common through, but once you hit or better, heavy premiums apply. In fact, one known 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny graded NGC is actively listed for sale, or was recently, for about $225 wire check price at a coin dealer. Another example, graded in red condition, appears on eBay listings for $375. These are strong, gem quality coins, But be cautious, just because someone is asking that much doesn't mean it will sell at that price. To give you a better benchmark, I found that in some listings, a 1953 D by NGC has been listed around $300+. But again, listings are not guaranteed sales. The true value is what a willing buyer and seller agree upon. The coin market is speculative and depends heavily on discipline, reputation, and buyer confidence. So is the 1953 D penny a get-rich-quick ticket? The answer: not really, at least not in the way people imagine. If you happen to own one in pristine gem condition and you find the perfect buyer, yes, you might net a few $100s or more. But it's unlikely to turn a worn everyday 1953 D into a fortune overnight. High grade, rare survival, grading, authentication, and demand all have to align. Here, how to maximize your chances. First, grading matters. Professional grading by NGC or similar labs gives confidence to buyers. A coin that's not graded or is poorly graded often sells for much less. Second, you want the red color designation, meaning the copper still retains its natural reddish hue, not heavily brown BN. Red is more desirable. Third, eye appeal, luster, strike quality, and absence of marks or scratches can dramatically influence value. Another important factor is rarity among high grades. The number of surviving 1953 D pennies in or better is limited. Many coins degrade over time, they get scratched, cleaned, toned, or damaged. So a perfect example is rare, and collectors will pay a premium for top specimens. That scarcity in the upper echelon is what drives the big money. Also note, even among expensive 1953 D coins, they're still modest compared to many famous rarities in the US coin world. There are pennies and other coins that have sold for tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, usually due to dramatic errors or ultra-low survival counts. The 1953 D is not among the ultra-rare big swingers, but in its niche, it's a strong candidate for serious collections. Let me share a caution: many coins advertised as or top grade are misrepresented. Counterfeits, coins, cleaned coins, or coins with hidden damage are common pitfalls. Always insist on third-party certified grading, check the certification number, and if possible, verify provenance, auction history, past sales. Now, if you're the kind of person who rummages through coin rolls, here's a tip. A 1953 D penny you pull from circulation is almost certainly going to be in poor condition. If it's a mid-grade circulated example, expect only a few cents or a few dollars at most. Don't get your hopes up for instant riches unless you hit a jackpot gem. But that said, you never know, every now and then someone finds a hidden gem. As an aside, some collectors try to chase varieties or errors, double dies, mint marks, etc. But the 1953 D doesn't have many famously valuable errors, unlike, say, the 1955 double die or some 1943 bronze error pennies. Its value depends primarily on condition, color, and grading. So don't expect a dramatic error bonus unless you stumble onto something extremely unusual. To wrap up, the 1953 D Lincoln Wheat Penny is a coin with solid collector interest, but it's not a guaranteed gold mine. Its base value in circulated form is low, but in pristine gem condition it can fetch $200 to $400+ or more depending on buyer, grade, and demand. If you own one, get it graded, protect it, and shop wisely. But go in with realistic expectations. Yes, it can be valuable, but it's not likely to make you a millionaire overnight. Next up in today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in the Lincoln Wheat Penny series, the 1952 no mint mark wheat penny from the United States. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary old penny, but trust me, this coin can be worth serious money, and in some cases it could make you rich overnight. Stay tuned because we're going to uncover every secret behind its value, rarity, and what makes collectors pay thousands for this humble copper cent. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike the Denver or San Francisco mints, Philadelphia coins do not carry any mint mark beneath the date. Millions were made, but among them only a small fraction have survived in pristine condition, and those are the ones that fetch jaw-dropping prices in today's collector market. Let's first talk about the coin's design. On the obverse you'll see the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side proudly displays two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This classic design, used from 1909 to 1958, represents one of America's most iconic and beloved coin types. The 1952 wheat penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, with a total weight of about 3.11 grams. Though it seems ordinary, the key to its true value lies in its condition, strike quality, and rarity of errors. High-grade examples can be worth hundreds or even thousands, depending on how well they've been preserved over the years. Now let's talk about mintage numbers. The Philadelphia Mint produced around 186 million of these 1952 no mint mark pennies. That might sound like a lot, but remember, most went into circulation, wore down, and lost their mint luster. Finding one in gem brilliant uncirculated MS67 or higher is incredibly rare, which is why such coins can sell for astonishing prices at auctions. A circulated 1952 penny might only be worth a few cents or dollars, but when it comes to uncirculated or proof-like examples, the story changes completely. Collectors seek coins with sharp details, full red luster, and no signs of handling. These top-condition coins are what make collectors open their wallets wide. For example, in recent years, a 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny, no mint mark, graded red by sold for over $9,000 at auction. Imagine a 1-cent coin selling for nearly $10,000. That's the kind of life-changing surprise that keeps coin collectors searching through their old jars and inherited collections. The value also depends on the color designation of the coin. Collectors classify copper coins into 3 categories: red, red-brown RB, and brown BN. Red coins, which still shine like the day they were minted, are the most desirable and command the highest prices. A single grade jump in a red example can multiply its market worth several times over. Let's not forget about error varieties. Some 1952 no mint mark wheat pennies show fascinating mint errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. A strong double die, especially on Lincoln's face or the date, can increase a coin's worth into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on visibility and condition. One rare variety to look out for is the 1952 double die obverse, where the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" show visible doubling. Coins with clear, strong doubling are highly collectible and sought after by specialists. Finding one of these in high grade could easily earn you a few $1,000s or more. Another important factor in determining value is eye appeal, the overall look of the coin. Even if 2 coins share the same grade, the one with a sharper strike and richer tone can command a premium. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that simply pop visually, and 1952 Lincoln cents with fiery red copper color are among the most stunning examples. If you want to check whether your 1952 no mint mark wheat penny is valuable, the first step is to examine its condition under good lighting. Look for minimal scratches, full wheat lines on the reverse, and a sharp portrait of Lincoln. If it appears in brilliant red luster, it's definitely worth sending to a grading service like or NGC for professional evaluation. Once your coin is graded, its potential skyrockets. Certified coins with high grades often sell for record prices because they guarantee authenticity and condition. Collectors and investors alike trust these grading services, and their sealed slabs protect the coin's value for the future. In today's coin market, the 1952 no mint mark wheat penny continues to climb in value due to increasing collector demand and the shrinking number of surviving high-grade examples. People are realizing that coins like these represent a piece of American history, minted in the post-World War II era when the country was booming with change and optimism. Even if your coin doesn't fetch thousands, owning a 1952 wheat penny connects you to over 70 years of history. Each one carries a story of the hands it passed through, the pockets it sat in, and the era it came from. That alone makes it a treasure worth holding onto. So next time you go through your old change, pay close attention to those Lincoln wheat pennies. You might just discover a 1952 no mint mark gem hiding among them, one that could make you a few $1,000s richer overnight. Coins like these prove that real treasure can still be found in the smallest places. Thanks for watching, friends. If you enjoyed learning about the rare and valuable 1952 Lincoln wheat penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest discoveries in the world of coin collecting. Who knows, your next penny could be worth a fortune. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and may every coin you find be a step closer to your hidden treasure.